The following portion of Good Day PA is sponsored by Schmidt Kramer Injury Lawyers. Just because you don't immediately see injury doesn't mean that it hasn't occurred. Let's break down some myths about vehicle accidents. We are getting the law straight with Dial the 8's partner. Scott Cooper is with me now. Now, we are going to talk about vehicle crashes. I just wanted to pick your brain, though, on something else because it's very timely based on the cold and the recent snow that we had. What should we know about that and our properties? Because we have some responsibility there.
So what's going to start happening, especially now that we're going to get finally over 32 degrees, there's going to be a lot of melting of the ice and snow, and there's going to be particularly hard freezes at night. So what you want to be careful about is looking for the drains. Water comes off your drains. It'll freeze on driveways or sidewalks. Also on the road, there'll be a lot of drainage off of land, could go across the road at night. The other thing you want to be careful of is buildings that there'll be drains that icicles will form.
Yeah.
And I've seen people have to dodge icicles coming down off your house and things like that.
Yeah, okay, we'll keep that in mind, of course. Let's turn to accidents. What is the biggest myth that people think people believe?
That the amount of damage to the vehicle is an indication of how serious or how bad an injury can be. That most people think, well, it was just a bump, there could not be an injury. What really happens is the body ends up taking the force of the impact. It's similar to that. People are surprised a lot of times in auto racing. You see the car disintegrate,
right.
Driver walks away. Or the example I give in court, why do people look inside the carton of eggs if the carton's fine? Because inside the egg could be broken.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, because the car's meant to absorb a certain amount of impact, right? Right, so it's meant to do that.
And everyone's built differently. So if you have a pre-existing injury and you get a tap, you could get hurt, or you may be totally fine. But that's probably the biggest.
And you say sometimes we're just hurting our own cases without even knowing it. How so?
Talking to the other person's insurance company before speaking to a lawyer is probably the biggest mistake I've seen. A lot of insurance companies try to get in touch with people within a day or so, and they want you to give a statement, and they record it, and they'll say, well, were you hurt? And they say no. But you don't know necessarily that whether you were hurt or not.
Sure. And
a lot of times insurance companies try to get people to sign releases within a day or two after the accident. And people think, well, I got an easy $500. But then they go to the doctor and realize they need back surgery. And once you've signed a release, you've given up all your rights.
So then talk about, again, why we should call a lawyer first. Because you know what questions to ask, right? Like,
it's free. You don't have to guess. You get answers to your questions. And a lot of times people call me and I tell them how to get their medical bills paid, how to get their property damage paid. And I'm tell them thank you, have a nice day, and they don't need a lawyer.
Oh.
Because if they're hurt but they're better, I'll tell them that. But at least you get the answers to your questions and you're not guessing and you're not rushing.
So, dial the 8s, right?
Don't wait.
Don't wait, dial the 8s, get that expert advice. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Good to have you on the show with us again today. The previous portion of Good Day PA was sponsored by Schmidt Kramer Injury Lawyers.